One, two, three. We don't welcome everybody today to Mom and Dad Talks, where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad, and we have a special guest on today. Hey,
Hey,
who are you? Tell me where you're from.
my name is Janice, and I'm from Indiana,
Oh, you live in Michigan.
and I live in Michigan now.
Oh, well,
I'm listening to your podcast, and I'm just trying to look at it from a different perspective. You know,
right.
and people don't look at people or things being in your life or in your space for a season.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't look at it from that perspective. And for me, maybe that's what he was supposed to do. Come and do what he did. He made it better and did what he did. And now it's time for him to move on.
So everybody's wondering, what are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about none other than Deion Sanders. A lot of people, what happens is just to keep everybody, he was a famous football player, a Hall of Famer, was coaching in high school ranks, got young men to go to professional and the professional level, was not given an opportunity. Remember, let's make this clear. He was not given an opportunity in college or in pros to coach on any level.
Right.
So Jackson State University came and said, hey, we're going to give you a head coaching job and let's try this thing out. And they gave Deion Sanders the opportunity, Coach Prime, the opportunity to coach there. And he did a fabulous job at Jackson State, got him back into prominence and actually helped the SWAC get a television deal and got Walmart fixed the field up. He came out of his own pocket to help the facilities out. And you got to understand, when Colorado, he was passed over, Auburn passed him up. All these other schools, Nebraska passed him up. And Prime has just been a winner. He's a winner at the lower levels in high school. And he's a winner in the college ranks, the SWAC. And he was not given an opportunity. And then the only opportunity he's given is the Colorado Buffaloes job, which was like a 1-and-something team. And he took it, and a lot of people feel bad, like he abandoned black folk. So that's what we're talking about. So I'm glad you brought that perspective just to get everybody caught up what we're talking about here. So let's continue on the conversation. Dad, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, my thoughts are, as a black person, you have to know when is the proper time to move up or stay where you are. Like I look at Eddie Robinson, probably one of the best black coaches that is in modern times. And he stayed where he was. But his name, he didn't have a chance to show his real abilities.
Mm-hmm.
He was good at what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He was excellent. But he could have gone much farther. He could have been a head professional football coach very easily. But by the time that, it got to the time where he was too old
mm-hmm.
to move up. So, and I believe Deion Sanders did the right thing. He realized, there's a time to hold him and a time to fold him.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized this is the time to play your cards.
Mm-hmm.
Want to advance and you have a good hand, this is the time to do it. Because a lot of times you want, as a professional black man, in your 50s or middle age, you should be where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
You should be where you want to go in order to make a difference. Because, old people like me, we are not effective in our positions.
Hold on, and you bring up another thing, Dad. It was a great point here. I still think you're effective. I think that a lot of times it's the energy, and do you want to have that fight in older age to deal with a lot of those things? You know what I'm saying? And I know that Deion Sanders had a health crisis and surgery, and it probably made him think, how much time do I really have to make a difference?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You don't
want to stay at the fair too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got people who stay in the fair too long, way past their prime, and you're like, we got to get rid of this guy versus enjoying what this guy has actually done. You know, I mean, he did this with the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, if you look at Deion Sanders, when he went to the Cowboys, a lot of people were mad at him for doing it, but he did that for other reasons. Number one, to help his family out, to make a difference. And let's just be realistic. He's looking out for his son. His son is a great quarterback, but everybody's saying they put question marks. Well, he plays for the SWAC. Well, you know, McNair was a very good quarterback, and he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. You got a lot of guys who were, you know, playing for HBCUs and Hall of Fame quarterback, but he wants to make a point, in my opinion. I don't know what he's thinking, but sometimes you want to say, you know what, if I do play in this league, I'm going to show you guys I can make it. And that makes a better point for HBCUs. And let's be realistic here. In the 70s, because black people were not allowed to play for a lot of teams that were Division I, the SWAC was the only place, or MEAC were the only place you could actually go and play for on a scholarship. So the NFL rated all those HBCUs, like, you know, the Steelers and all, and the Raiders, all those HBCUs, to get better players. And pretty soon everybody started going to get better players on the collegiate level. So, you know, the HBCUs were rated, and now here again, I think that's why people feel jilted, because, like, man, he got us a TV deal. Now that he's got you a deal and showed you how to do it, in my opinion, what you gonna make the most out of. So what are your thoughts on that moving forward?
Well, if he came and laid down, so to speak, the foundation, or gave them the materials that they needed, I think they should take it and run with it. Do what they need to do, and let him go ahead and do what he needs to do. You know, he gave them everything that he had to give them. So it's up to them, instead of feeling abandoned, use what you got.
Yeah. And this,
really, he left them much better than they were when he came there.
Right.
So what do you have to complain about?
Yeah.
you know, to me, you really can't get mad if you left me better than what I came in here with. Granted, the personality, granted, the mindset. He's a brilliant mind. You got to understand, this guy's a brilliant person. This person went from the high school ranks into a college setting and started immediately winning and recruiting, which people said he couldn't do. And every time he's gone to a place, he's always proven them wrong. At some point, when you're going to say, you know what, let's give this guy a shot. Why do we always keep on? We got to see what's next. There's always another hurdle, always another thing, especially for black guys for some reason. Let's see if this guy's better than this guy or that guy. Why can't you just accept who we are and say you're great in your own way and give him an opportunity? And to me, I think an opportunity, and I'll turn it back over to you. Another person they need to look at, I know he has some baggage, which some people may think, is Chris Carter. Chris Carter has the same kind of stuff that Deion had, but he never had an opportunity. And I hope Jackson State looks at Chris Carter and brings him in, because you started a great thing. And I hope the other ones look at it because they can learn from this. And anybody else want to make a statement before we close out? Okay. I mean, you know, and at the end, everybody has to make a choice for their family or whatever to move on, even moving on from churches. And I tell people all the time that, you know, you got to move on what's better for you and your family.
Right.
Because a lot of times you'll sacrifice if you start, how do I say, worshiping the people will turn on you. They'll like you today and sacrifice you tomorrow. That's what happened to Christ. Christ was doing nothing but right things and healing people. And those same people turned on him. Right. They praised him that week, called him Hosanna, and said, "Holy, holy, holy!" Right? He is the one. And that same week, before the week went out on Friday, they killed him. They crucified him. The same people. Yeah. And that's a lesson for us to say, you know, you got to go where God leads you. And that's what I'm hearing pretty much from him. He's being led by whatever he's being led by. I know he's a spiritual person.
Right. So,
you know, what I'm saying is, folk, is that, you know, I hope Deion the best. He did a great job. He left it better than when he found it. You can't fault him for that. Exactly. Now, did he leave a little sooner than what people would like? I'm sure he did. Some people feel some way because they like, man, you just made me feel good that you brought the spotlight on us. Now we got to carry that torch because, you know, Deion's not going to last forever. What are we going to do with this opportunity? So next time, we'll see you again on Mom and Dad Talks. And I hope that, you know, when people move on, I hope people can see the good that they hope you left some good before you left. Hope you left it better than when you found it. Because if you left it worse than when you have it, there's a problem. That what you want to say before we close?
And $5 million does talk. That does.
A $500,000 to $5 million? Come on, you'd be crazy to turn that down yourself. I mean, most people would leave their job. You would leave your job right now if they paid you. Hey, I'm paying you $500,000. I'm happy. We'll give you $5 million. Well, I'm gone.
Yeah. I would even coach for $5 million.
It is what it is. So next time we'll see you on Mom and Dad Talks.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.